Anthony, I'm going to take a gamble here. So today is going to be a winning show.
I think I won.
All right. This is normally where I click the button to start. You got reverb. Fix that during the.
I'm Anthony. Welcome to No Vacancy Live. That's my friend Glenn.
You're watching the #1 show in hospitality. Hey everybody, welcome to the one and only No Vacancy Live, the only show in hospitality whose hosts are never ready when we hit the live button. How are you doing, bro?
That is not true. We were ready, and then you said the sound wasn't working. But you gave me the
you were reverbing over there. I don't know what was going on. You sound great. Nope, all is good. Only way you'd be doing that is if you were at one of Winstar's casino's competitors, the Hard Rock Reverb Hotel over there. We got two great guests with us backstage. Little inside tip. I said that to both of the guys. We know the other one was there. And I'm excited because, Anthony, you and I go to Las Vegas an awful lot. Next week, I'm going to see this band that I don't go see very often at Mohegan Sun. And I just love going to all these different casinos. But there's one casino resort that I have missed out on, and that is Winstar. In all places, it's in Oklahoma, a place called Thackerville. And I'm sorry, I was a New Yorker. I didn't know any of this existed. 90-minute drive from Dallas, the largest casino resort in the United States, which is shocking to me as a Foxwoods Mohegan Sun guy that there's something bigger. So we're going to talk all about the design of this major expansion.
Yeah, I have a friend that lives not too far from there, and I've been wanting to get there for so long.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have a lot of reasons to do that. So we're gonna take a great tour of the property. We're gonna learn all about the different components, the thought process behind that today. We got two great guests to do that with us today. We got Rob Juergan, principal and architectural designer for HBG Design, and also we've got Mr. Ray Mabry, and he's principal and the Dallas office leader. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Doing great.
Doing great. Hey, Ray, how are you doing today? I want to make sure we can hear you since we didn't get a pre-show check.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, everything's great. I think you got...
Glenn, you're very excited. You're very excited today.
I don't know what the problem is. Probably because we got two such great guests today. I'm excited. Or I get to go get my car serviced after this. So how could you not be excited to go to the competition Subaru?
Huh? And you probably you didn't have your bagel this morning.
I did try to have an extra banana to compensate, but I don't think it's working out so well. All right, so enough with the breakfast talk. Let's get into the casino resort world. Ray, you're down in Dallas. It's only about 90 minutes from you. Before we get into all the visual representations, why don't you give us a quick understanding of what they brought you into the project for, and then we could see the results.
Yeah, we've been brought in over the span of 15 years to increase what's going on in Thackerville. And, just like any other casino, it starts off as a casino, and then, slowly over time, you make enough money, you can build on the next phase. And it's kind of like Monopoly. So, you go from building houses to hotels and hotels to all the amenities around it. And just like in Vegas, you've got similar aspirations. And so, yeah, it's like a mini Vegas almost. You've got all the amenities right there. So why would you ever want to leave? And like you said, and now have a great music venue. So it's got everything.
Yeah. Boom. There's the great music venue there. It's actually looks like it's an arena as opposed to just a music venue. Rob, what was it like working? I'm going to guess this is a Native American organization that you worked with here. Yes?
Right. This is the Chickasaw Nation, and we've had a longstanding relationship with them. I'm an architect and designer. We're HBG Design, and we have had a wonderful relationship. Got to know them, really trying to understand their business goals, trying to understand more about how they're leveraging the Texas market, the regions in Oklahoma that they're drawing from, and North Texas. And really, from a designer, it's a great experience. Just, I mean, who wouldn't want to build a 6,500 seat performance venue, another 304 room hotel, and a huge outdoor pool area called Cascades. It was ideal. Yeah.
Yeah, why was it such? Because a lot of hotels like that, resorts sometimes go up and they're not overly successful. What do you think was the catalyst for the overwhelming success? Because it's one of the highest grossing resorts in the country. What would you think? What was the catalyst for that?
I mean, I would say a lot of it is just in their positioning in the market. You know, they have a huge region to draw from, and Dallas and Dallas-Fort Worth area, it continues to expand. A lot of the growth has been northward towards Thackerville over the years that we've worked there. A lot of the suburbs and Denton and other communities that are heading further north. So it gets closer and closer to Dallas. In a way.
Dallas is DFW is a metroplex of about 8-9 million right now, and I think we had 100,000 per day around here. So as Rob said, yeah, the birds just keep getting more and more and more, and pretty soon we are going to reach the Red River with some of those. And there's some other projects going on up around Lake Texoma as well. So yeah, there's plenty of drive from here. It's just a short drive up there.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas-Fort Worth is the biggest growing metroplex right now in the United States. So it's no surprise they need a world-class resort. And we're going to start by talking about, partnering with Lucas Oil, with what they did for the performance venue. They get amazing bands over there. Motley Crue, for example, is one band that I know of. So it's of that caliber, a lot of up-and-coming bands, a lot of classic bands, but definitely bands we all know. So they needed a venue in order to present that. This thing looks absolutely beautiful. Casino of the Year, theater nominee of the year from the Academy of Country Music. How awesome is that? So tell us a little bit about the goal of this venue and how you executed and created something so beautiful.
Well, I mean, really the goal for it, the Lucas Oil Live, was really to create a world-class music venue. And from the very beginning meetings, this was not going to be a concert symphony hall. That was not the goal at all. It was really about those live rock performances, great country music, as you mentioned, nominated for in the Casino of the Year theater category by American Country Music Awards, and really a place to complement the gaming experience. So the property was really looking at finding a way to create a unique draw. Whether you're a casino gamer or not, you're going to want to come to Lucas Oil Live and spend the evening and see a great show.
This is absolutely gorgeous. Anthony, it strikes me, it reminds me of, it evokes the feelings of Park MGM's theater, which is in a similar size and of great quality like this one.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
Go ahead. Is that you've got, a world-class facility, in a casino venue that's not in a major metropolitan location, but it's got quick access to it. But you've got all the amenities and VIP elements there as well. So it operates just like any other major tour stop that they're used to. And
right, here's some of the VIP.
For the musicians, but also for live entertainment. We've also got flat floor available there, so we can expand and do other things on the floor arrangement as well. So it's truly multi-purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to say and about that VIP area. So we actually position that in the middle of the concert hall. So you're above the lower tier seating, but below the balcony level. And so really you get a private lounge. It has a full bar and kitchen. So it really caters to the different amenities. And those are collapsible wall panels. So this one big space could divide into multiple spaces if you had different parties or events that have that booked out.
That makes sense, because I could see like 5 different groups, 5 different Motley Crues buying out private space for a concert. Anthony?
How many seats are in the space?
6,500.
Yeah, that's like a perfect size venue for that particular type of resort. I actually, again, to draw comparisons to Las Vegas and Park MGM, I believe that's the size of their theater. I believe the one at Resorts World is like 3,500 seats, for example. Please don't, sue me if I'm getting these numbers wrong. But it really shows to me that this is a world-class resort attracting a lot of people. So not only
Could you move some of those seats? Is that a movable? Like if you have a big, I don't know, a big event that's
All the floor seats can come out. So the flat floor seats can come out. So you can do additional banquets down there and some other stuff. So yeah, there's plenty of opportunity to do multi-purpose things. And again, even if you need to go there for a meeting and have a big meeting kickoff there, you can do that as well. So plenty of opportunity.
Also, boxing and MMA was part of our program. So if you see that center section of the front seats, you can actually clear that out, add the boxing ring, and then, seat around it. It repositions for that. Plus,
so you're talking about you're talking about the permanent looking chairs as opposed to the folding chairs.
No, just if you see where the lighter floor is.
Yeah.
All that area is the kind of removable chairs. Right.
That's pretty cool. And then you could probably put seats behind it and stuff like that as well to have like a 360 kind of look for it.
Right. And you see we spared no expense on the LED video displays also in this view.
Yeah.
Behind the stage, each side, huge screens.
Well, that's essential as well because as we continue to progress with technology and people want to go to live events, they need to be even more special. And that's where the sound, the technology comes in. We talk a lot about Sphere, how that kind of redesigned everything. And that was a $2.3 billion venue. So no one else can compete with that. I'm sure there are 167,000 speakers in there, but I'm sure that all of the AV and the quality of this stuff is much higher now and a bigger focus put on that in this project than you would have done at a project 10 years ago. Right, Rob?
Definitely. A lot of technology, a lot of expertise put in this on AV, acoustics engineering. I mean, a lot of testing done. We kind of 3D modeled the space with sound. Definitely every entertainment venue of this size or above is raising the stakes, raising the bar, right?
Yeah, it really needs to, particularly for, don't come out to new folks, but as concert tickets become a lot more expensive, people have expectations that they're going to be in a great venue to have experiences with a lot of great amenities. So one of the things that you probably thought about was the placement of all of the restrooms and the concessions and all of that. So maybe one of you guys could share a little bit about the thought process behind how you design a space to maximize revenue in that kind of world.
Yeah, and I think instead of just like any other venue, you've got the concourses at each level. So you've got the floor seating level, the VIP level, and then the bowl seating level. So you've got toilets, bars, all the concessions right there for everyone, and even some catering facilities and VIP section. So there's plenty of ways to make revenue for the venue off of that.
Yeah, excellent. Yes,
and just a massive amount of beer taps out of that.
Yeah, you gotta
wait. You don't want to wait in line for a beer.
No, you don't want to wait in line for a beer. And again, that's great for the customer. But when you're talking about designing a venue for maximum impact, seconds count. It's funny. I just saw a video on this exact thing about how stadiums are rethinking crowd control, and one of the ways to do that is to increase decrease the wait time per beer. Right. So before it used to be 30 seconds per beer, but then they installed a system where it's one of the bottom loaders, and it allows them to fill the beer while also getting the hot dog, for example. So that's now allowed them to double their business. Anthony.
So another thing that allows them to double their business, or help them get more beer sold, is reducing the wait in the ladies' room. I know there's a lot that's going on with that, with a lot of more stalls, and it's a lot easier because we've all been there where the the men's going in and out, and the women are standing for an hour. Have you thought of that when you're thinking about
Definitely.
saving?
Definitely. I mean, one of the things is, plumbing codes are so prescriptive and they don't meet the needs. So you have to double sometimes, at least for women,
Right.
what the plumbing code would allow. So we know about this. We've seen it in action. The other thing we did is we created double entries so that the flow doesn't get stacked up in the entry from people leaving out as well. So that's a big issue. And so we really have kind of a flow where you go in and through, and that cuts down that bottleneck.
I like all this talk. You use of the word flow during the bathroom talk, by the way.
For some of the other folks are, as long as you've got visual sight on every stall and when someone's in or out and the way the stalls are actually made so that no one's there, you can actually have the door open by itself so no one knows.
Oh, that's so cool. Kind of like how parking lots now have the little green lights or the red lights so you can see.
Absolutely. Same thing.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. So again, what we're really talking about is smart design to help improve the customer experience. And, we've had a great time at the venue, but, I've had a lot of beers and I think I need to relax a little bit. So let me head over to the spa tower over there.
Cool.
So how many rooms are in the spa tower at Winstar World Casino? And can you share a little bit about the overall theme of the tower and what we're seeing right here in the lobby?
Okay, so really the tower itself is 304 rooms, I believe, at I want to say 17 stories, 16 or 17. And it is 230,000 square feet for the spa tower. This is their fourth tower that they've added over a number of years as each tower has grown. The spa itself is 26,000 square feet and was really meant to attract kind of evoke a European style, right?
Right.
So really to kind of make it feel like the spas in Europe, a little more high-end spa, more communal experiences. We have separate men and women's lounge and locker rooms that have sophisticated color and material palettes, ice fountains, steam room, sauna. Spas designed with 3 couples massage therapy suites, one with private soaking tubs and a digital shower. Really a lot of just great amenities. Here you can see couples room for special massage or spa experience.
Yeah.
And it's on 2 levels. So when they call this the spa tower, it really feels like that, from the check-in, from the relationship to the fitness center at the ground level, the spa entry, and then up at the second level, which you actually get to from within the spa, right? So you have a check-in experience. And then what we're seeing here is some of the entry back to the hydrothermal spa or hydrothermal area, which from what I understand is one of the largest hydrothermal tubs in the United States.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that sounds like a good party. Anthony?
So yeah, I'd like to kind of go off on a tangent, as I often do. My 2 favorite letters are AI. So when you're designing this project, have you incorporated AI into any part of this project?
No, I use what I call OS. It's an old school design. We are aware of a lot of the AI trends, but we know with kind of the design process that we produce, it's really driven from us listening to the client. And I think the computer, while it's good at focusing on prompts that can engage maybe a impactful visual or an impactful or thought-provoking notion, we don't use it in our design process. We still like the tried and true. We use a lot of computer modeling, a lot of digital software. Don't get me wrong, but I think our design process is probably more grounded in, tradition.
So I got 2 letters for you, Rob.
Yeah.
Instead of AI, how about VR? Because I actually think VR is probably really helpful when it comes to designs when you're working with clients that are more financially minded and don't understand how visual components come together. So I don't know if you're using it or not, but it just seems logical to me that it's a great way to be able to communicate the messaging beyond just having a food board.
Absolutely. We've got different venues of being able to look at the design with the client throughout the design stages where we've got, as you say, VR or even just movable renderings that we didn't have, 5 years ago, where we can walk the client through a space, directly through a space the way it needs to be viewed and such. And then, they're even making comments now, picking up on handrail finishes, saying, I don't like that color, let's change that color. And then, with the way we're doing things now, we can change that color either right there in the meeting or by the next meeting it's changed. And so, we're looking at fine tuning details that we're never, able to fine tune, just a few years ago. So it's a huge advantage and gets us back to where we want to be. But, going back to the spa real quick, you've got a top quality facility right there. And again, it's almost like a staycation from DMW. It's not that far away. You've got all the amenities right there. And then, you've also got golf, the event center, great hotel rooms and entertainment, fine dining. So it's definitely a nice weekend away, but it's not too far away.
Yeah. So now that we have spa treatments, I want to take a nap. So let's take a look at the room that you guys designed here at the spa tower. Why don't you share with us a little bit about what your focus was here and what point of view are you coming from for what they expect to get in a figurative ADR? Because I'm sure they give a lot for casino marketing and stuff like that, So, Rob?
Well, I think from the design side, really a lot of the colors, the palette, the earthier tones were derived from a feeling of connecting to nature. I mean, obviously this is abstracted, and we brought in some other patterns.
Well, I'll go back to this picture here, the tree background.
Yeah, you could see the kind of split wood. You could see the natural stones. We are in kind of a region known and kind of historically connected to the Red River, which forms a bend here in Oklahoma that dips down towards Texas. And that really inspired us. You could see some of the organic shapes and free form. Even in the planning of the pool and spa itself, we tried to, break up some of the straight lines and make it feel a little more organic, a little more curvilinear. So
because the headboard, the way that it's done evokes the messaging of trees and nature to me without it actually looking like a tree. Was that what you were going for? Kind of?
It's really more, I think, a little more topography oriented.
Yeah.
Think about kind of a map or hillsides and movement. And then the other thing is really the pops of color are
right.
We bring in that orange and that kind of that deep rust orange look. It's very reminiscent of the colors at the Red River. They have a really bright reddish clay tone, and we're pulling that in that heron hide look fabric, and then the pop of color at the headboard. But really wanted a lot of the hard goods and case goods and elements in the room itself to feel like a woodsier and warm palette. So you have a lot of deeper tones and materials that connect with that theme. Yeah,
it feels like a home as opposed to a hotel room, and the clean lines, the colors, and thank you for putting an ottoman next to a chair. I appreciate it. It prevents me from putting my feet on the bed.
Absolutely. It's all about picture comfort in those hotel rooms. And again, we're not just doing our designs for the owner, but it's also with the guest experience in mind. And you stay in them as much as we do. We're always staying in different hotel rooms, critiquing how do we make these things better? How do we make it so that you want to come back to this hotel often?
Right. All right. So how do you think about the shape and form of the building? And then we'll talk about the Cascades pool complex.
Well, as far as the building, so you're looking, actually you're at the north of towers 2 and 3. And they were built a number of years ago to accept this notion of the Cascades pool environment. So kind of making that V shape, as I would call it, connected
Yeah.
in center, is really to create two embracing legs of the tower that would really give you, kind of maximize views down to this
Yeah.
wonderful
It all,
imaginary oasis that we're.
it also reminds me of, I think what I'm hoping I'm getting the gentleman's name right, DeRuyter Butler, who was one of the architects on the original Win. They talked about the shape of the building almost like being an intimate hug with the audience. And I get that kind of feeling too, with the way that it's kind of embracing the pool area.
Right. And also, the one thing a lot of people know that are from Oklahoma is the winds are pretty intense. So we could kind of create somewhat of a wind block. You can't deal for every way the wind blows in Oklahoma.
But if the prevailing winds are coming from the other direction, then you can, right?
Right. But this gets back to Anthony's original question about the AI. It's not so much just about the intimate design pieces, but also the overall experience, and then the way we shape the building, craft the building for sun, wind, all the elements. That's where kind of the AI starts to take shape, and we can use that information to help inform the design of the shape.
Yeah.
And then I was just gonna say, and incorporating. I remember we were building a hotel out near the airport can't remember, somewhere in California, and sound was a big issue. So how do you really measure and take in consideration the sound, whether it be planes overhead or whether it be when the music pops off the building? How does that all work? Do you bring in sound engineers?
Definitely.
Well, we have acoustic engineers that help us with the room design, also with the building envelope. Insulation's become a great tool recently, and again, that's part of the additional modeling that Rob was talking about earlier. There's sound, there's light, there's all sorts of different bounces. Obviously, you guys know about some of the Vegas stories with the focus.
The Hidara? Is
That's the one.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear what he said. You talked over. What was that?
I was explaining what it was. It's the death. I was saying the name of it, the Vidara Death Ray. Have you heard about that, Anthony?
No, I have not.
So when they built Vidara, the shape of the building at certain times of day took the sun and bounced it in like a same point. So people were getting burned right on the pool deck. People were getting burned. Things were catching on fire. It was kind of crazy. So they had to do some stuff with the glazing and stuff in order to get rid of it. I think that's how they solved it, Ray, right? Do you recall?
It's still an ongoing process. Even if you go there today, you can, and I've actually experienced it myself.
Yeah.
You can go there during certain times of day, and you can watch people in the pool start to move as they feel the heat get on them. It's a weird experience, but it still happens from time to time.
Yeah, so a lot of lessons were learned from that particular instance, which now I guess go back 20 years or so.
It's not the old building without problem again. Like you said, that's one of the reasons why we study these things now is that we've learned from those deals, and we make sure that we've got the pool and the building orientation so that we don't get those incidents.
So now let's talk about the beautiful pool area. What are you thinking about when you're creating a recreational area featuring a pool and I guess food and music and all of that kind of stuff to maximize people's enjoyment of the space?
Well, when we started out designing this project, the vision was very grand, I would say. It was to create 3 different distinct tiers so that it had different kind of levels of experiences within, and it would have multiple pools. So we have, a total of 6 different bodies of water that are all connected or separated depending on their use. The other thing that was really important is to have great food and beverage options and great service throughout. So it's really centered around this bar experience, which you see here, to make kind of a community area. This is the hub. This is the action zone where the bar is situated. And I kind of refer to it as like a sundial in a way. This roof and the way the shadows kind of play across the water is fun. And we really try to accentuate that along with thinking about natural ventilation.
Right.
You know, a lot of these cabanas and pavilions are not air conditioned; they're all open air. So try to create spaces that will loft and provide cooling, you know, naturally.
Okay, so it looks like, Rob, from this image here, there's two different types of cabanas here, and I'm thinking as as our business continues to mature, you're looking in order to gain money from different price points, right? So it looks like you've had two levels of entry here for people that are interested in the cabana. The big pool that we just saw, so everybody, you want to make a little bit of investment. You got the ones here with the free flowing air, and it looks like the ones in the back of the image are the ones with the air conditioning and more premium product. Yes, right?
Right. You're right on point with that. The upper tier is reserved for ages 21 and up, and the VIP
Let's take a closer look at
gaming.
that.
Yeah. So you can see this was the kind of high end.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Right. And so, but just like you said, Glenn, the kind of the main tier is more open to everyone. And then as you go up in the tiers, it's a little more exclusive and you have more amenities. So you can see private cabanas with their own kitchenette area. There's actually service for these is hidden on the backside. So wait staff come in and they're not ever front serving anything. They load you up and all the catering, all the beverage order happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, it seems that might be one of the best designed cabanas I've ever seen. The way, like, it's really, because we've all been to a lot of these resorts where they have cabanas, and they get them wrong a lot. And what was it that when you were looking at designing these cabanas, that you were like, okay, these are the things we're not going to do? What were is there one thing that you're like, okay, I've seen too many mistakes. I'm not going to make that mistake.
And let me just tell people who are listening, these look like very high-end living rooms, part of homes that free flow into the outside, as opposed to being separated cabanas that evoke being by the pool. Go on, guys. Sorry.
Again, these are about the guest experience, and you've got, like these tight zoomed in shots. We can roll through those again. You never, if we showed these to you and said, okay, guess where this is? You wouldn't say Oklahoma. You'd say, wow, that's a nice resort somewhere tropical, somewhere else. But what Rob was saying.
Yeah, where in Mexico is this, right? Could you see that, right?
So you've got that cabana right next to the pool, but then also, as Rob was describing earlier, you've got full, almost butler service behind you if you want it. If you want to pay for that service, they can cater that service to you easily. And so that's really what it is. It's about that guest experience. And again, for the casino, it's about bringing the high rollers back. You don't want to go to Vegas. You want to come here, do the same thing that you're going to do there, but you're going to have a better experience because they've got all the amenities and more.
Yeah, and a lot of times. No, I was just going to say, I like that each cabana has, it's not its own private pool, but own private section. Like if I'm in one cabana, I'm probably not going to walk over to the other guy's side of his pool just because of the way you have it set up.
Right. Yeah, let me bring that picture back up because you're absolutely right, Anthony. It's creating barriers without actually having barriers between the people to create a little more privacy and intimacy. I was just going to throw out a real quick factoid. The reason why you need to have such high focus on that part of the business is because that top 2 or 3% is usually bringing in all the money, where the rest of the 97% is really bringing in like 3 or 4% of the money. So it's not a traditional 20/80. It's like really, off kilter when it comes to.
I was walking through a casino, we'll remain nameless, with a person that ran the casino, and he said, "Do you want to know why, whatever month it was, we were profitable last month?" I said, "I have no idea." He goes, "Follow me." So we're walking. I think I'm going to go see, I don't know, a bigger hotel or a restaurant. And he just points to one guy in the corner that's giggling. Yeah. He said him. and that's what you're really in these kind of casinos. When someone is gambling like that, everything has to be as they live, because they probably have a house that looks like that at the back of their house, where they have like their own pool house, their own cabana. So, well said, Glenn. That's who you're really catering to.
Right. You're bringing all the creature comforts, all the amenities to them, and they've got no other reason to go anywhere else. I mean, that's always the goal at the end of the day.
Yeah, and all those other
Also
people,
keep them on site.
yeah, all those other people create great atmosphere. It's great for everyone to have a good time and really create a lively, exciting place. And in order to have a place that's successful, particularly today when we're talking about a large-scale casino resort, it's being able to find income streams for all the different levels of spend that are out there and creating reasons for them behind it. So I think, Ray and Rob, what we're really learning today is it's a great way to get people to come in for a decently priced room, because there's probably different tiers of rooms at the property over there. Bring them in for those great restaurants that we didn't get a chance to talk about today. Have them go see a concert, spend money by the pool, and hopefully have not too much luck at the slot machines, but just enough fun so they want to keep coming back for right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else that we should know about this project, guys, that neither of us figured to touch on?
I was going to say, one of the amenities we haven't even talked about or touched on. I don't think we have a good picture of it, but again, they've also got a golf course out there too. So
Yeah, we don't have a picture of that, but tell us about that.
Just, stacking amenities on amenities. So yeah, spend a day here, spend a weekend here, spend a whole, week here. I mean, just keep coming back.
Yeah.
And again, like I say, come for the food, come for the live events, come for the gambling, come for everything.
This place is massive. It's huge. And after this conversation, guys, I'm really annoyed that I didn't get up there the last time I was in Dallas. Next time I'm going to rent a car, go on up there.
You'll be back.
I'm not that much of a high roller. I didn't think that the Uber, I can handle the Uber charge.
Come on back and check out a show.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Well, maybe, maybe Motley Crue, August 17th, or I Love the 90s tour, and I'm going to party like it's 1991.
They've got good
I don't think there's a lot of fish.
Every type, so come on out.
I don't think.
You don't think Fish is going to play there?
No, they are going to be doing Mondegreen, a festival in Delaware at the particular time. But I got 2 Fish shows at Mohegan Sun next week, so I'm feeling pretty confident about myself. Ray, Rob, tell us real quick a little bit about your firm. You did such a great job sharing your project. I'd love to give you a shameless plug. What kind of projects are you focused on every single day of the year, and what are you doing for owners, developers out there?
Go ahead, Rob.
All right. So we are a large entertainment, hospitality design firm, both architecture and interiors. We have offices in Memphis, Dallas, and San Diego to serve our different client bases. And, we're just really focused on evolving the entertainment and hospitality mix and really look at different owners' unique situations. Again, it's all about listening to what those needs are, what the ownership requirements are. And we feel like bringing interesting and vibrant designs to the public is our mission, right? We are all about the customer experience at HBG Design.
Yeah. And what that really means is creating amazing places to get people to want to spend money and stay longer, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Let us gaming, the gaming led us to the entertainment. So yeah, it just always kind of comes full circle with all those projects.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Do us a favor, please hang out backstage while we wrap up. I'd like to say goodbye to you personally. So thank you, gentlemen. That was really cool, Anthony. I love getting to do these property tours, particularly of these massive resorts.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, it's just set perfectly for you as a high roller. Those cabanas, those rooms. I mean, I could just see you taking that $50 and just blow.
I don't want to brag, but I did go up from 60 to 75%, 75 cents on slot pulls last week. So.
Wow. Well, listen, I'm going from $150 poker terms to $200 poker terms. So you and I are
and I want you. And just so you know, that's not necessarily an indication of how this show's performing. So feel free to advertise with us and continue to give us your money, even though Anthony and I are blowing it all in casinos. All right, everybody, you gotta want to watch this show. So if you are listening wherever you get your podcast and subscribing there, why not watch us on your social media channel of choice? Of course, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, All shows are housed at novacantnews.com. This show was a great lesson. You're going to want to watch it again and again. And while you're watching it, remember, guys, you got one life, so blaze on, and
Be kind to yourself.
see y'all next week. Assuming